Welcome back to Delusional DIY, my series where I attempt to renovate my 90s home with absolutely zero experience. First things first, I want to thank all my new friends on here. I've officially reached 400 followers, which coincidentally is also the amount of holes I have patched during this project. I've been having so much fun reading all of your comments and taking you along this journey with me, and really it's actually helping motivate me to continue on. So I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to take you throughout the rest of the projects in our home. Now let me tell you, the way this ceiling really had me rolling on the floor crying. I'm not kidding. I've really learned a lot from scraping my first popcorn ceiling, and the first thing is I really should have just bit the bullet and done a skim coat. I added way more steps by not doing that, honestly, going back and patching and then adding some joint compound on certain little spots. It really would have just been faster to mud, so that was mistake number one. Anyway, here I am just doing the first coat on the trim. I wanted to make sure that I got a nice layer on here before I did the final coat on all of the walls. So I stayed up super late doing that this night. And then this is what it looked like when I finished up. I did, like I said, added that spackle, and then I had to add more joint compound after that to even the surface. I painted the ceiling 3 times, essentially 3 times. Like I said, between the painting and the sanding and the skim coat and the sanding and then the priming and then the sanding, I really just could have saved more time if I just done a initial skim coat. So going forward, I will do that. But here was the last coat I was painting on the ceilings, and they did turn out pretty good. Not perfect, but for my first try with this, I will definitely call it a win. And then I moved on to going ahead and painting the final coat on the wall. Let me tell you, this was like an active war zone. I've learned that this brand, though fantastic, beautiful coverage, dries really quickly. So I had to hustle and cut in one wall at a time, then roll, then cut in the box, and then roll. I mean, it really was a meticulous process, but again, it turned out amazing. I'm so happy with it. And honestly, I learned a lot of lessons about painting. Now, from this angle, you can see that there is more space between the trim and the ceiling than there is between the trim and the baseboards. I did that on purpose. I do plan to add crown molding eventually in here. I'm just saving up a little bit more before I invest in that. I was going to end this episode here, but because I love you, I am going to give you a little sneak peek of the room as it is right now, but we are not done. So make sure to follow along so you can see the final episode of this room where we decorate and get it all set up. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.